Welcome back to the Irresistible You podcast. Today, I just want to have a chit-chatty conversation. I'm going to just do, some chatting, catching up with you guys, talking about life lately, giving you a couple of encouraging words before we head into the Thanksgiving holiday, and just keeping it casual today. So, life lately, life is good. Life is actually really good. It's busy. It's always busy. But I try to soak it all in as much as possible, even though some days that's really, really hard, especially on days where your 3-year-old is throwing a temper tantrum out of the bathtub and you just want to go to sleep. Like, some days it's hard. But if you're listening to this, today is actually the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So I am slowing it down a little bit in some areas because things are going to be creeping up in other areas, getting ready for Thanksgiving, but slowing down with work. I intentionally took the rest of this week off so that I could be present. I could spend time with my family. I wouldn't have to feel like a chicken with its head cut off, running around. And I just wrapped up, so all of my instructional design work, contract work is done for the week. And so I'm really, really happy to be taking a break from that because I really need that mental break right now. And I'm going to be working on obviously the podcast, but also putting together more gift guides and ideas and things like that. So if you follow me on Instagram at Irresistible Icing, I do occasionally share like gift ideas or different things that I'm loving. I call them irresistible finds. And I will be putting together more of those to help you as you're prepping for the holidays, things that I'm loving and things that I think you would love also. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're following me over on Instagram at Irresistible Icing. And I'm just excited for that. I'm excited to slow down. I'm excited to really get back to content creation for my brand, meaning my podcast, my social media, my brand, right? Because I've really gotten away from that for a while because, it happens, and work and life kind of sometimes take precedence, and I need to be in a place where I can really be creative again, work on my own content, and I am getting purposeful with my time and my days to really try to make that happen. So, a couple of things, I'm just excited. Like, I'm excited for the holidays, and it's so funny. Frank laughs at me every year because I go through this cycle, right? And it starts around August where I come home from Walmart or Target or whatever, and I bitch and complain about how all the summer, you guys have probably heard me on the podcast, right? I get on this rant about how all the summer stuff is gone, but it's still 200 degrees outside, and they've already got Halloween. And I love some Halloween, but I'm just like, can we not? Can we live in the moment, retail, corporate America? No, we can't. They don't want us to do that. They don't want us to be great. Okay. So I start that like around August, and then all of a sudden, I'm in the fall Halloween thing. And then I'm pissed because what is it now? Like September, I start seeing the Christmas shit coming out, and it's like, oh my God. And I'm just like protesting Christmas. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to see another poinsettia. I don't want to see any of that mess. Right. And I'm like, let me live in my Halloween fantasy world. Okay. And then sometime between I'm like putting up the Halloween stuff because I hate putting Halloween away because it's so sad to me. I'm like in that in-between phase where it's like the fall Thanksgiving stuff is sitting out, and I'm like, I am not doing Christmas. We are not doing that. I have always decorated for Christmas after Thanksgiving. Like, it's always that weekend we start putting all the stuff up. And there's a trend lately, right, where everybody is starting to decorate like early November. Like, I'm seeing people throwing up trees and stuff around like November 1st, the day after Halloween. And I refused to get into that bucket. I'm like, I'm not getting on that train. And my kids have been begging and begging to put up the Christmas trees. They're so excited. And like having little kids, especially 3 and 7, who really understand like what's going on and they're so excited about everything, it's kind of hard to say no to that. And even Frank, who like, I didn't think he really cared one way or the other. He was even like, no, we need to decorate. We need to start getting it out. And when he says that, he just means like he's going to go in the attic and bring it all downstairs. He puts the big trees up for me and is like, all right, have fun. It's like, whatever. So this past weekend on Sunday, we actually started putting up the Christmas stuff. I am not finished. I finished the family room. So my family room, which is where we spend 80% of our time together, like whenever you see me posting in stories, like that's usually where we're all hanging out. And that room, I do a complete winter wonderland theme. Everything is silver and sparkly and white and like polar bears and freaking Arctic foxes and shit. Like I love the whole winter wonderland vibe. And I got last year I put up like one of those skinny pencil trees and it's flocked. So it just goes with the theme. And one of the other things I absolutely love is the water globes. They're like these, you know what I'm talking about? Like you turn them on, they have lights inside of them and they have water that like moves around with the glitter. Well, you know me, like anything that sparkles and has glitter and stuff, like I'm all about it. And I am obsessed with those. So I have one that looks like a candle. I have a nutcracker. I have what is the other one? No, a Christmas tree. And I put those up on the shelves. I take everything off of our shelves, all of our photos, all of our frames. And because we have so many Christmas photos and I have them all framed, I put those up on the shelves. So if you go on Instagram, I've been sharing all of that kind of stuff. If you're interested, you can pop over there and take a look. But the room just feels so festive now. And there's something about decorating for Christmas, that cozy vibe. Like I just love the cozy vibe where I guess it's the additional stuff in the room, the lighting, the sparkles, the tree. It just feels so cozy. I love to turn on all the lighting. Like I have lighting on the shelves and the TV, and then I put on, you guys got to try this if you haven't done it. If you go on YouTube and you just type in Christmas ambiance or winter wonderland ambiance, whatever you're into, and there's all these videos where you can, it's kind of like back in the day, like screensavers. It's like a screensaver, but parts of it, like there's like usually like a little cat sitting on the couch and there's rain and there's like ambient noise. Like I love that. Like I will put one of those up on the TV, play on my phone or get on my laptop, get my cozy blanket, Chewy's in my lap. Like it's just the best. Like that is my vibe. I love it. And so it just feels so much cozier this time of year. Let me tell you though, I was torn. I was so torn about taking down the Thanksgiving. So in between Halloween and Christmas, I will keep my normal decorations on the shelving in the family room, but I will throw up some pumpkins. I have a thankful sign, some little fall y'all and all that stuff. So I'll like put that up and a couple little pumpkins scattered in the kitchen on the counters and whatnot. It's not overkill, but it's, it's a nice like in between thing. And I was so torn about taking the stuff down. I feel like I'm betraying the turkey. Like we are betraying the Thanksgiving turkey gods, right? Like by taking it all down. So, I mean, I was really like, I know I get it. It's like first world problems, right? But nonetheless, I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do because this year is the first year that we are hosting Thanksgiving dinner in our house, in our home. And so I'm like, no, we have to have it decorated for Thanksgiving because this is the first time we're like doing it here and everything. So we decided to put up Christmas. And what I'm going to do instead is all the Thanksgiving stuff, I'm going to scatter it on like the bar area and the countertops, like as we put the food out, like make like a buffet. And I'm going to put them in between like the different dishes and whatnot. And then on the dining room table, which is on the other side of the kitchen, we have like the informal like breakfast nook, I guess you would call it. And then on the other side is like the formal dining area. I'm going to decorate the table, with my pumpkins and keep that theme so that when Thanksgiving dinner is over, we're going to take all the Thanksgiving. I got my Thanksgiving Tupperware box sitting right here in the office, and we're going to dump it and we're going to put it in the attic. And so I'm like, okay, that's like a win-win. So I feel like, and this to me really started in 2020 because everybody was just so depressed with the state of the world and was like, we're celebrating Christmas early. We need some happiness in our lives. We need some shimmer and shine. And started putting things up a lot sooner than ever before, right? And I think now the way I see it is Thanksgiving used to be this big focal point. And I think it still is, however, in a different context to where Thanksgiving has become like the kickoff to Christmas. It's almost like a pre-Christmas. I mean, you're kind of like, yeah, Amy, duh. But it's kind of like this, like the pre-Christmas gathering, right? And so now everybody has really started adding their trees and some of their Christmas decor. And you know what? You got to do you. Like if it's going to make you happy and you enjoy it, don't worry about what anybody else says, right? Just go do you. Now, we have not decorated outside. That will probably come this coming weekend after Thanksgiving. And Frank is like, I am not doing the whole house again. Like last year was the first year where we did the lights, like the whole house, like the first, second story. And I was like a little worried because I was sitting in here and I heard him on the roof and I'm like, oh my God, dear God, please don't let anything happen to him. Next thing I know, because I think he's outside, right? Kat and I are sitting downstairs decorating the big tree. And all of a sudden, Frank comes running down the steps. And I'm like, wait a second, weren't you just on the roof? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, how did you get in here? He's like, through your office. So he's like coming in the office window. It was insane. So I don't know if we'll do the whole house. I told him, like, we should totally get those lights. Like they're now, a lot of people are doing like the permanent Christmas lights and then you can use them at Halloween or, different holidays. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. If anything, I'll have my reindeer. I have like little Christmas trees that go on each side of the door. And Thanksgiving evening, the pumpkins and the hay they're going bye-bye. Hello, bye-bye. So, life lately, I'm excited. I'm excited for the holidays. And my point when I was talking about how Frank laughs at me every year because I go through this cycle where I'm like anti-Christmas. I don't want to see Christmas. I don't want to smell Christmas spice or whatever the hell that smell is. It's like heavy in the stores. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to see it. I go from that to just like, let's throw glitter all over the damn house. And like, I just go crazy and I'm excited. And I just want to do everything. So I am so big on like experiences, being in the moment, getting outside, enjoying life. And every year, at Christmas time, there's so many different events, right? Like here, for example, there's these like life-size snow globes that they do down in town center, all the grand illuminations, going to look at Christmas lights. They have the live nativity, which is so much fun. All these different things to where there's actually, honestly, there's something going on every single weekend. So I want to do it all and I want my kids to get into it and just, they love to do those kinds of things. So I'm really excited about that, to slow down, spend time with them. They have just been loving decorating and it's the cutest thing ever. So, today I actually have to wrap things up really early on the podcast. I would love to stay longer, but I'm running to pick up Catalina from school because I have to take her to her quarterly endocrinology appointment, which is actually kind of nice. Like it's this like quality time that her and I spend together. Frank always stays home with Javi so that I can really pay attention and be present. And it's just like a bonding thing. And it's an easy appointment for her. There's no pokes. There's no crazy things like that. It's really just a checkup. And it's honestly, it's just so that I can get her prescriptions renewed, if we're being honest. And then I might regret this later. I don't know. Disney Wish, the new Disney Wish movie comes out tonight. And I want to take the kids. I know Kat's fine. Like, her and I have been in the movies several times. It'll be Javi's first time going to the movies. I'm a little nervous about that. He just turned 3. But Kat was the exact same age as him. We went and saw Frozen 2 when she had just turned 3. So wish me luck. I'll be posting that on Instagram as well. But I just want to inspire you to remember that Thanksgiving is here. It's one day. Okay, if you're stressing about the food, you're stressing about choices, please just know that it's one day out of the year. It doesn't mean you have to go crazy for a week. It doesn't mean you have to just, you get to decide how you want to handle this, right? And also to just wrap things up and say that I'm so grateful for, obviously I'm grateful for my family, my health, their health, all of our things that we are blessed with, but I'm also very grateful to you, for all of you that listen, to all of you that have been rocking out with me, either if you're new or you've been here for years. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm incredibly grateful to you. I want to wish you an amazing Thanksgiving. Take some time, soak it all in, enjoy, do what you need to do to take care of yourself as well as you go into this season. And I will be back next week, guys. So enjoy your holiday. You can catch up with me, connect with me on Instagram at Irresistible Icing. I hate to cut it short, but I gotta run. So I will catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.